what Wycliffe says? Do you embrace what Ryrie says? Can you embrace it? Then are you ready like an artist to draw a picture? Are you ready to make this so crystal clear and so clean that even a child would understand it? So it takes a lot to be a preacher. Just being called is not enough. Have you been given to prayer? Have you been given to fasting? Have you gotten the foolishness out of you? Are you mature or are you still childish? Because when you were a child, you spoke as a child, you understood as a child, but now there should be a time of maturity because I am preaching the gospel and I'm after souls. I want somebody to be saved from the words that I preach. So with that, you want to make sure that you are making your calling and election sure. You want to make sure that you're expressing what the scripture means. Have you done an interpretation? Are you giving the right interpretation? Are you giving the right information? Are you giving the right perspective of the scripture? From whose perspective are you going to give it? Who in the story are you going to make the main character? Who are you going to make come to life? What are the different things you're going to say when you preach? All of that is important when it comes to the gospel preaching ministry. And since you've been called, surely you have a plan and you place something together. I'm going to end this podcast today, but there is so much more we can talk about. But whenever we get on here and we're trying to flow, we're trying to focus, and we're trying to hit certain points, our time gets away from us. But I want to tell you how you can subscribe to this podcast. Those of you that are listening, you can prescribe to this podcast. And what you simply need to do is go to your platform that you receive podcasts. So if you have an iPhone, you can go right on the iPhone and you will see the podcast icon. I believe it's purple. Press on that icon and then in the search, push Kelvin Schaus. And when you push that, my name is going to come up. My broadcast, my podcasts are going to come up. You'll be able to follow these lessons as we give it and even join us live as we go live. You'll be able to spend time with us, dialogue, and we can ask questions about preaching and about the gospel. You can also Google us. If you Google us, it's going to tell you where our podcast is. We are on, I believe, almost all, with the exception of one podcast platform. To God be the glory. So you're going to be able to get us and you're going to be able to listen, and hopefully you're going to be able to grow from the information that we share. If you feel so inclined, you can meet us at Calvary Covenant Fellowship Church, 2207 East Green Drive in High Point, North Carolina. We'd love to have you come and share with us. Or you can meet us on Facebook Live at Calvary Covenant Fellowship. Thank you for joining into this podcast. And I want to say to you, make it a great day. As we leave you, we're going to leave you in good hands.